Hey, this is about Lauren Thompson missing January 10th, 2019, uh, middle of the day around 2:20, between 2:20 and 2:30. Uh, she called her mom and said, "I want to come home, love you, and want to see my kids." And allegedly there was somebody in the background telling her to get off the phone. And, you know, I guess 30 minutes later, somewhere around there, she's calling 911 and she's basically running for her life to the woods over there off the County Road 267 in Panola County, Texas, basically Beckville. So she's seen people in the woods and stuff like that, and then in the end, allegedly she hits the ground and might have possibly said, "No, baby, I love you." That's a possibility. Can't confirm it, but definitely a handful of people involved, and you know, man, there's so much to say. I don't want to go over whatever's on record because you can kind of already go over that with some of the Miss Murder stuff online and some of Karen Janice's stuff. But on my end, you know, a few months in, after I saw it on the news when it happened, waited a few months, it still said, on the news that they didn't know where she was at. And basically she ran in the woods and disappeared, which I knew better. And I knew the area, I knew the people in the area. In a sense, I'd dealt with some of them, within work or whatever. And I knew her being a possible outsider that she definitely needed some real help, So I decided to help, and I seeked out some help through DEA because I assumed it might have been some form of drug-related issue. And let's see what happened. I first contacted Lauren's uncle, Eric Graham, and then he knew that I was kind of looking into it. And then Karen Janice contacted me because she found out about it through him. But that's that. But started looking into it, doing a little legwork, knocking on doors, asking questions, and came across a lot of resistance. And you have to forgive the background music because I'm just trying to drown out, ambient noises maybe. But so set up a little meeting one time. DEA brought in somebody, did a little deal. They brought in somebody undercover from Panola County against my suggestion, and didn't really know the guy until then, and did a long interview, and don't really know how that went. But so basically everybody knew I was on board. I talked to Karen Janice for a while, and finally got together with the FBI off Troop Highway in Tyler, room 303 over there with Bank of America. That's the FBI. You probably didn't know that, did you? And had a little meeting, and we had a little gather information, and we probably had way more than we could share in a short period of time. But we talked to a couple agents, and one in particular seemed rather interested in the reasoning behind the calling off the search for Lauren. And and then I had a recording of the sheriff Flake, how he said there was no foul play, but he was suspicious, and that seemed suspicious all by itself. And so at the time, the FBI wouldn't take it on. I think allegedly in the beginning, the family, the Cohens, which I do talk to sometimes, had tried to utilize the FBI, and they said that the Panola County and the Texas Rangers had it. And I was unaware of it at the time that the Rangers had it also. So after me and Karen went up there, I'd say 5 months into it. I'm not trying to be super accurate because it's been a while, but the FBI, from what I could tell, declared it a kidnapping, and they handed it off to their Crimes Against Children unit, which is basically a kidnapping department. And they worked it, which I was super grateful. and I'm sure Karen was too. That's a huge deal, for us, and it helps it a lot. Even Mrs. Colvin, Tori, she's told the ranger, that Josh Jenkins, that if me and Karen hadn't gone to the FBI, the case was basically going nowhere. And Karen supplied me some information, some trap houses in a neighboring county, Harrison County, and she asked if I'd call over there, and I called over there, and I said, talked to CID Floyd, and told him that I was looking into this, and here's these deals. I had a screenshot, sent him a picture, some addresses, and told him I was helping a PI. I thought Karen was a PI, or she was associated with PI. I didn't know. I mean, they came to me. I was not a PI. Never have declared myself a PI or anything. And so I didn't think much about it. Just gave him some information, and I told myself DEA, FBI, and some people that were helping the family. Basically, I thought it was a PI. I didn't know, and I didn't know that the ranger got wind of it, and then he had a warrant out for me for being an unlicensed private investigator, which my connection to the DEA had contacted me twice and said, after our meeting, said, hey, I let the Texas Ranger Josh Jenkins know that you're helping me. Has he contacted you? And this is before the warrant was served on me. And I said, no, I never had luck with Jenkins or Brent Davis or anybody. I never dealt with Jenkins, but Brent Davis was like dealing with a prison warden. I mean, he didn't listen, and he was hard-headed, and he was narcissistic, and he was mean, and you weren't going to get anything out of him other than he didn't care because he didn't know about it, and he didn't care what you had to say about it, about anything. So, and he wasn't involved in Lauren's case, but I'm just saying, I mean, he was hard to deal with. So I just didn't, I knew whenever my connection said, hey, the ranger contacted you a couple of times, I said, no, I don't know what's going on, man. But I got a bad feeling. And sure enough, when I been on probation, walked in my probation that month, and they arrested me on the spot. I was like, yo, what's up? I had nothing wrong. And they held me that day in a room with no toilet, no sink, no phone capability, no dial out, nothing would work, couldn't bond out. Served me food one time. I got a little small cup of tea or something, tiny cup with my lunch. And then they shipped me over there to Panola County, from Upshur County to Panola County that evening, in the back of a hot car, and I was already about to die of thirst. And several hours later, I get over there, and they got this giant pile of goulash on the tray and some other stuff. I'm like scared to eat it because, like, man, they're gonna like poison me or something. So I ate around the edges of it. And I recall not wanting to drink the Kool-Aid, so I don't know if I drank it or if I drank out of that nasty sink, that tastes like stainless steel. But if you've ever been in jail, you know what I'm talking about. It tastes like a canteen, basically. But they held me that night, and I think there was a CI in the cell. He was asking me some questions, and then he PR bonded out the next morning. It was very suspicious. It was really weird. But they sent me across the road in my orange and shackles, ankle, wrists, and here comes nobody but Josh Jenkins, nobody else. And he said, I served a warrant for you because you said you're a private investigator. I said, no, I didn't. I said, I was helping the Department of Justice. So anyhow, he interviewed me for quite a while, it's like over an hour, and he said, you are who you say you are, I'll get you out of jail. Well, they sent me back across the road. Guess what? Several hours later, nothing. I had to contact somebody that could contact a federal agent. Federal agent PR bonded me out the next morning, I believe. And then down the road, a couple weeks before my arraignment, I was like, I called the county, Panola County. I was like, my charge been dropped? Because Josh Jenkins said they were dropped. He said he was going to get me out of jail, but he didn't. The FBI got me out of jail because he said he was going to get me out immediately. And even the guy that walked me out of jail, he's like, man, I never even heard of that charge before. He goes, yeah, you don't even want to know what I think. He looked up at the cameras and said he couldn't say anything. It was a deputy. And everything just seemed so suspicious. I couldn't understand. I was completely confused. How how do you get arrested for helping the Department of Justice and helping somebody that's missing, and helping the family, the victim and everything? It was horrible. And so I got out, and then the FBI sent me an email, said they forced the Texas Ranger Josh Jenkins to drop the charges, and I filed a complaint, down in Austin, and Josh Jenkins sent me a text. He finally made a connection on my phone. Was, hey, I can't talk to you because you filed a complaint. Well, it's awfully nice that you knew my number and you could talk to me, but you failed to do that, and you just wanted to arrest me so you could blow my cover, endanger my life, potentially endanger federal agents, and endanger confidential informants, not me, maybe some other people. There's a lot to that. And I had a lot of repercussions after that. I've been harassed and stalked and catfished and chased by, unmarked vehicles and marked vehicles and in suspicious kind of ways, trying to be lured in. And, it's like, all this for Lauren Thompson? I mean, seriously? I mean, she's a human being, but what I'm trying to figure out is like, what was going on? You know what I'm saying? Not to disrespect her, but what is going on? So I could rattle on about all the stuff I've done, and, how, that Coleman boy said he saw Shelly Moore and, those Briggs guys coming down 267 the day of, and, he slipped up and said Philip, and he kind of caught himself. He never was saying anything else about him other than, he was down there trying to help. I don't know, he came rolling up on them because they got stuck in the ditch. And so they, at least 2 or 3 of those people were involved. But, allegedly Lauren was running during this time. That's what Greg Colin told me. But it's funny how they're all coming from that direction, you know what I'm saying? And even Shelly online on this murder said that she harassed Lauren with her car, so chasing her and stuff. So, something's going on. So we definitely can't find her. And they called the chase off, and I talked to Tim Miller, Texas Executive Search. He went down there, and I got him recorded saying, oh yeah, I think she just got high and ran out in the woods and her heart burst and she just disappeared. I'm like, how disrespectful can you be with your position? That just disrespects, a human being and everybody else's intelligence. So it's super sad. And, I don't want it to all be about me because I am talking about myself, but I'm just letting you know about the corruption. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of stuff over there I probably shouldn't talk about, but, I've been in court over there, and Dan Buck Davidson came storming up to the bench and screaming, where's your snitch? I know you're your snitch. And then who stands up? Me, for a previous issue. And Jeter and Ivy are just standing back there like, clammed up, and then I'm seeing my second judge in the same morning for the same case and getting extra charges put on me. And, don't dare go over there with the idea that you're going to, help somebody with, and you think that dope's bad. No, they like their dope over there. Trust me, they do. And even the people you think that aren't on drugs over there are, and no disrespect against the community, but even the resistance, asking questions and people clam up and they don't want to get involved. If Lauren had come up missing and she was a part of a, community that was, let's say in McKinney, Texas, everybody over there would be looking for her. But don't come up missing in Beckville, Texas, because nobody's going to care, out of let's just say, if there was 1,000 people that were there, 2 people might. So that's just my opinion from what I can tell, because people that even, seem like upstanding citizens, they're like, get mad at you for asking questions or, don't even understand why you're trying to help. That's just their mentality over there. It's super sad. I mean, that's why she needed my help. That's why I did help. So I could go on and on and on, but, Chris Dickerson, he got in a situation down a long dark road, and I knew him. He was a super nice guy, and he kind of knew about me, and we got along great. And I heard he'd try to help the family a little bit, but that's a sad deal. And I heard that Kevin Lake just retired, and a drug enforcement agent that was helping with the case retired. And I know it's been hard times with the COVID and everything, but I don't know, man. I don't know what else going on, but I wish somebody coming forward. There's so many people involved, in my opinion, and I could say a lot more, but I don't want to just have everybody just super mad. But it bothers me, and I've helped a lot, and even people on the higher level said they're confused. So it's they don't normally admit that. So I think there was a little bit of a big reward offered up, and guess who took it down? Panola County. So who does that? Who puts a big reward up and people take it down? I mean, who commanded that decision? Was it going to flush somebody out finally, and they just got scared to take it down? I mean, I think there was several posters up, for more than 10 G's. I think it's like 50. So why do you do that? I mean, even a federal agent was confused about that. Why would they do that? So that's very suspicious. Well, was there one of those shoes found in the woods too? Like a previous case? Well, there was a shoe in the woods, Oh, and we got the cell phone now, and so sure wish somebody come forward. I could say so much more, and it's just too much to think about at one time. But trust me when I say, when you put yourself out there and you get the Department of Justice on board and you get arrested by Texas Rangers and your life is in danger, I got put in the paper and everything else, and they don't care about that. They want you to go away. They won't put you under the jail. He damn sure wasn't trying to get me out of jail. Guess who got me out? The FBI. So, I mean, that should say a lot. And it's amazing how the outcome can be controlled by the power, and I don't know. I've seen some other things botched before by certain people, and it's kind of like a pattern I'm seeing, So it's kind of alarming, I'm sure they want me to go away, but this is all like public record, so it's not like I'm saying anything that's top secret. I could say a few other things, but nothing that's going to help solve the case. So I got to say. If I say too much, I won't be able to put it online because my phone will probably jam up, and YouTube will. But I've expressed a lot of emotions. I've cried many a tear and thought about Lauren Thompson a lot. I never knew the girl, and it bothers me. I mean, people have kids, and they're going to go out there and be in that area, and they want to know that they're not going to get kidnapped, and nobody cares or any of that. I mean, it's just insanity. So got to draw the line, man, when it comes to this unethical situation. I mean, maybe they have some suspects and they can't get anything on it, but I think there's a bluebird bus load of them, honestly. So that's my opinion. I don't think it's just a guy and a girl came up missing, obviously. So I don't know what all Lauren was into, but I just don't have anything to say about that. So I don't want to really express any opinions that may hurt somebody's feelings. I don't know. I'll shut up now before I say too much. But anyhow, that's that. I hope somebody comes forward. Why wouldn't you? And don't go to Panola County. Go to the FBI. Just go to the FBI. Go to Tyler, Texas, and go to the FBI and talk to them. And trust me, they'll put you in the right place. So you'll talk to the right agent. Trust me, you will. And maybe it'll actually, go somewhere. If you turn all your information in Panola County, no disrespect, Panola County, but I've seen what you've done to me, and you definitely try to get rid of me, So, 2 judges in the same morning, being called snitch in the courtroom out loud. I mean, getting extra charges and arresting me and holding me there and saying you're going to let me out, and the FBI has to get me out. The FBI basically saved my life, in my opinion. So thank you, FBI. Later on.